We tend to show you like the fun stuff that we're doing, and so you're like, what are you even doing there? Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I am coming to you from Saporro, Japan. I'm in the beautiful Odori Park. You may be able to see there and in front of me. We're at the playground area because I have children. It's a Sunday here, and because it's like raining, misty rain, there's hardly anybody in this park. Luka brought me here, I think maybe the first or second day I was here, and it was packed on a weekday with little kids that weren't in school. And so it's been kind of fun to hang out here. It's a Sunday. We went to church this morning. In fact, I kept taking pictures of Seth and Peace all day and sending them to the family group chat. Seth and Peace going to church, riding the subway, sitting in church, eating curry. And then here we are at the park. They really wanted to come to the park. The team is all working. They went from church. Luka ate with us, but then they kind of all went their own ways. They work a lot on Sundays. And so I am getting way more comfortable here. I've been here about 10 days and it's getting a lot easier to get around because I have a better grasp of where I am and what I'm doing for the most part. I haven't gotten lost yet, but I don't go out every day. I have been making sure I'm cooking a lot of food, and since we bought food especially, and just keeping a lot of cooked food in the fridge, which the team has really appreciated because their hours are kind of all different. And they really appreciate like having a bunch of meat, hard-boiled eggs, a lot of fruit on the table, all those kind of things. They keep telling me that's been very helpful for them. So I focus on that, and I'll kind of share more over the next few videos of what I'm actually doing here. But I will say the pace is much slower than I'm used to because they are doing the bulk of the work and I'm here leading them, but also they just carry the load a lot. So they need a leader, but also I don't have to do nearly as much as I am doing at home. Wow, it went from drizzle to it's raining. And we are far from an underground station to get to. The rain does not faze these guys. It does faze me. I found a tree to stand under. There are some kids across the way playing too. They don't care either. Kids are fun. It's beautiful though. It turned cold the last few days. This week, I would say maybe last 5 days, and it's cold. It's like high of 50s and 60s, but the 50 days feel pretty cold. I should have listened to you. You told me to bring an umbrella again? I did not hear you. She loves umbrellas. After lunch, we went to H&M because I love H&M and I never shop. It's been years since I've been in an H&M. And we found some really good sales. I got a few things. The kids got a couple things.
Up and down and up and
yeah,
down.
That's
Can
right.
I do that thing?
Let's wait for the rain to settle down a little and then we'll go. Oh, is it just over there? Yeah, you can go do that. I found more better trees. It's that wet, damp rain that's so miserable, you know? That's what's cold. Some of the trees are turning here though. It's beautiful. I know at home at our property, it's very beautiful right now with the colors. Very yellow and it's pretty. Hopefully it's still pretty when I get home and not gone, not all the leaves gone. This morning, we went to church. There is another church we're associated with that has a church plant here. And so since our church plant is still in the small group phase, probably won't be meeting in regular services until they're about 4 or 5 small groups strong. And they're not quite there yet. We sometimes visit our friends' church here and just support them. And so that was fun this morning to be there with them. They're doing a great job here, and it's nice to kind of do the Sunday thing sometimes and go visit them and sing, worship with them, and worship in Japanese. That was fun.
And some people might be very skeptical of such claims. こうした主にまた回帰的な人もいます。
Yeah, you might be like, oh, really? 本当に?
You were looking for me? I was watching you.
I just saw you going. Why could please not see it? I was just LVP and I saw you.
It's because I'm hiding under all these trees. I actually managed to get to church this morning on my own because Luka was running late and he said, get started, I'll catch up with you. And he didn't catch up with me till I made it all the way to church. And that involved a walk I do all the time, a subway ride, and then the tricky part was getting there from that subway stop. But I figured it out. I remembered it from just doing it one time last week. So my visual memory serves me well. But I'm about ready to go back. So we'll see how well I get back from this area on my own. I feel like if it really dumps rain, I'm going to regret being out here. And I'm ready to just be warm and dry. Seth's ready too. Peace. We're waiting on Peace. Come on, Peace. Are you ready yet? We may have to buy an umbrella on our way home. They are cheap and everywhere, but I didn't want to buy one because we have some at home. One benefit of the rain is we have all of Odori Park to ourselves. Not really, but.
And to ourselves that, like, that's in our family.
In our family?
All to ourselves that's in our family.
Ooh, it's miserable though. Getting worse by the minute. It's a rare moment when it's not packed. Okay, I'm back home. I look and feel like a wet dog. I had promised them on our way home, there's a convenience store right by the house. We can pick up some ice creams when we get home. And we were just sopping wet and freezing. And they reminded me, because of course, got to have ice cream. So they're down there eating their ice cream. I thought I'd talk to you for a minute. I wanted to let you guys know what we're actually doing here. Because I know a lot of people have had questions. Some people really do not like that we are on another country proselytizing. We are telling people about Jesus. I thought I'd just give you a solid picture of it and you can like it or not like it, but I want to explain a little deeper of what we're doing here and very practically too. The thing about us is we are Christians, and when you have something that has changed your life completely, it's made all the difference in every aspect of your life. If you were my friend and I had that in my life and I never told you, it's made all the difference in a positive way. No matter what bad things happen in my life, it changes everything for me. And that is my faith. If I never shared with you that thing that changed everything for me, I think personally that you should be offended with me for not telling you about what has changed my life so much. Whether you want that or not, it's appropriate for me to share it with you, right? Because I would like you to have what I have, which is peace and joy, and even through difficult circumstances, a hope that I would not have without the Lord. So that's a premise of sharing with others what we have. Also, as Christians, it is a tenet of our faith to share the good news of what we have with other people. Our Bible tells us to go into all the world and preach the gospel, making disciples, baptizing them, on and on and on. So it is a tenet of our faith to share with others what gift we have been given. So in that vein, Japan is the, I believe, second most unreached for the gospel people group in the world right now. There used to be a lot of Christians in Japan. I should ask Luka because he wrote a whole paper about it. He knows a lot more than I do, but I think 500 years ago, so many of them were killed off, almost all of them. And so that is why Christianity is just not a thing here at all. In fact, and with all the Japanese people that we've spoken with on the streets and the ones that we're meeting, they actually know, they know about as much about Christianity as maybe most Americans know about Buddhism. We know it's a religion. We know they talk a lot about peace, but I personally don't know a whole lot more about Buddhism. And I'm sure many other Americans are in the same boat. So here they may have heard the name Jesus, They do celebrate some Christian holidays, but it's more for the tradition. They may have seen like the symbol of the cross, but they know nothing about it. In fact, there have been some cults here that have come that have done a whole lot of damage, and they've used a lot of the same Christian language. So if anything, they sometimes have some big reservations when they hear Christianese or Christian type words. So that is about the experience that most Japanese have. I think it's less than 1% Christian in Japan here where we are. We're in the northernmost island, Hokkaido. But I think in Tokyo, it's closer to 2%. So it's much different there. But that still is extremely low. So that is why we are planting a church here. We have a heart for Japan. Our church has been praying for Japan for years now. For the people of Japan. We love Japan. And so our team here, we're wanting to plant a church. There are a few churches here in the city of millions, but it's just a few. And that includes Catholic churches. There's a Baptist church. There's not very many at all. What our team is doing is they are out in the streets. A lot of times they're meeting people. They're making friends. They're really upfront with what they're doing here, that they're Christian missionaries. And so some people that aren't interested, they are given the heads up. There's no bait and switch kind of thing. They're given the heads up and they can say, oh, I'm not interested in that. And some people are very curious, and they really just look for people that are searching for more about God. They want to know more about God. For the most part, the Japanese people that we have talked to, our teams have talked with, they're not religious in any way. So some of them consider themselves Buddhist or Shinto, but they really will tell you that it's by tradition only. There's a few traditions they do with it, but there's no it really does not affect any part of their life. So it's not really a religion in that way for them. Most of the people we've talked to would really consider themselves non-religious in any way, even if their family identifies as Buddhist or Shinto. So our team is out talking to people. They've met quite a few young people who really want to know more about Christianity. They want to know about Jesus. Our teams will tell their young friends what the Lord has done in their lives, and so many of them are searching for peace and hope and just something more out there. So when they want more, then the kids meet with them one-on-one. They have groups that they're doing. So they're out all the time. They're out meeting people. They're out in the streets. It's a lot of work. So they commit to 9 months of that, basically. I think this team is a little less than that. They see a lot of rejection. And lately, they've just seen so many people that are very receptive and open, and they really want something else. Once a week, we've been having a big party here, a game night. And then afterward, if the young people want to stick around for a Bible study, then they will do some teaching with them. They call it Next Steps, and they're just teaching them the foundations of Christianity. And last night, there was a huge group of people here, and almost all of them wanted to stay. Just a couple of them left. And 3 boys told the kids that it was only their second week here, and our team barely knows them. And they told our team that they wanted to give their hearts to Jesus. They just felt like this was definitely for them. And they said, what do we do? And so the boys prayed with them, and they were like jumping up and down for joy. The difference in their countenance was immediate and obvious. And that was so exciting for our team too, because they just saw an immediate change in these boys. This is what we pray for all the time. So they have about a dozen kids, maybe a couple more than that even, that they are meeting with regularly and teaching. And yeah, it's been good. It's a very different mission field than many other places in the earth, many other countries. It's much slower because, say, in our home in Lincoln, a lot of people know exactly what Christianity is. In fact, a lot of times they have very negative connotation. They have church hurt. There's a number of things that happen if you talk about the Lord with people you're meeting in Nebraska. But here, they actually don't know anything about the Lord. And so it's a whole different kind of teaching and sharing. We believe that Jesus wants to do something in the hearts of the Japanese people. Suicide is the #1 cause of death in children in Japan. Depression rates are very, very high here. There's an intense shame culture that helps contribute to all of that. And suicide is actually considered like a way of asking for forgiveness or taking responsibility. And so there's a lot of hopelessness here. And we are just wanting to love on the people of Japan and bring hope. They do not have a lot of physical needs. There's not a lot of homeless. Even the people of Japan are pretty healthy physically, but mental health is definitely a big issue. Our goal here is just to love people and the ones who are searching for something, to be there for them and provide hope and tell them about the Lord and what has changed our lives so much and what has given us so much hope. So that is in just what we're doing. So while the team's out all the time, I meet with them every morning. We pray, we read our Bible together. We talk about what the Lord's speaking to us about. We encourage one another. Then also we strategize sometimes on how we're being the most effective with our time. We know that there's a whole bunch of churches coming together to support this team to be here. And so we want to just be the most effective and efficient possible because we take that seriously. And it is such a blessing, though, because our church has wanted to plant a church somewhere for a long, long time. And it's hard. We're not a huge church or anything like that. And to be able to come together with these other churches and do it together in partnership has just been so helpful. It's partnership in support. It's partnership in prayer. It's partnership in sending people. And so that's been wonderful. Kanan on this team is not from our church. He's from a church in Iowa. So anyway, that is in the gist of what we're doing. So if you guys have questions, leave them down below and I'll try to get to them while I'm here, especially in Japan. So I feel so honored to be a part of this and just to be able to come and do this. All my life I wanted to be a missionary when I was a child, my whole childhood and young adulthood. That's why I went to nursing school and everything. And I ended up in the middle of Nebraska. My husband always says, we're missionaries in Nebraska. I'm like, okay, that's true. So this is very fun for me to be able to just take a break from my regular scheduled programming and to be here and just kind of, it's challenging my brain in a different way, working with this team, trying to be there for them, like pump them up on days that feel really hard and discouraging and help strategize with them. It's just making my brain think in a different way. And I love it. It's great. I do miss home so much though. I will say, I have a lot more downtime than I'm used to, which is good. It's good to take breaks in your life. I'm not afraid of rest by any means. I spend all my time with those little kids. Like this is the first time I've been away from them for a while. They're always right up, and they're just downstairs. They're always right up in my business at all times. So I love that. I've been able to work with them on some things and just spend a whole lot of time just with them. So that's fun. But I find myself like in my free time watching pressure canning videos, and I think that's a good sign that I really love my life. I love my life where I am. Although I always want to be on the mission field, I know I'm right where God has me. I'm thankful for this opportunity to be here and do this. It's so fun. I love being with Luka too. And the team. The team is great. But it's a good thing that I love my life so much. I try not to think about missing solo too much. That's our plan. It's like, don't think about it too much. We talk every day, several times a day. So that's good. Thank goodness for FaceTime. And I'm talking to a lot of the kids too. So, that was a lot. But yeah, that's what's happening here. I've been meaning to sit down and share that with you guys because I know some people are confused, especially when Judah and Katie come and my parents and everybody. We tend to show you like the fun stuff that we're doing in that minutes off and this space and that space. And so you're like, what are you even doing there? Which I totally get because we're showing you the touristy stuff. But it actually is a lot of work. And Judah has helped this team a lot because he did this for 9 months and he learned a lot through trial and error. And so he's been able to help this team. And we're finally at the point where we're starting to see so much fruit from all of the work that has been put in over the last couple of years. I get to somehow be here during the very exciting part. These young people that our team is working with, they are so excited about Jesus. They're just wanting to learn so much. They're bringing their friends, and it's really, really fun. There's an energy in this house all the time. That's just like exciting. So how fun that I got to come at the fun part. When I leave, there's another pastor couple that I love. They're coming to take over for a while, so they'll get to be in on some of that fun too. I'm going to show you some of those pictures that I took of the kids today because they're so cute. These little kids in Japan experiencing another country. How fun for them. I really hope they have some memories of it, but I'm going to show you some clips of them. But I will say that when I come back, I hope this next week to do a house tour. I want to do a good house tour And then, what else am I going to do? I don't know. We'll see. I've been walking a lot, guys. I walk like an hour most days, at least, probably more. So, there's only been a couple days where I haven't really gone out much at all. But now that I've discovered that huge grocery store, it's like half hour there, half hour back. And you're walking all the time there. There's department stores in the upper levels, a big food court. That one's fun. I'll probably take the kids to that quite a bit just because it's a lot cheaper than the grocery store around the corner. And it's a great way to like stock up on fruit, especially, which we're eating through a lot really fast. And then when I go downtown, there's a lot of walking just to get to the subway. And then when we get downtown. So it's so good. The kids are doing very, very well with it. They're become little subway experts. And they're good walkers now. I've only used the carrier, the toddler carrier, like twice in 10 days, I think, or 10 or 11 days, however long I've been here. Peace does good. She just walks, and they don't complain much at all. They love all the food that they've tried. So I'm very thankful that they're flexible kids. I tell them all the time, you guys are doing so good. They love Japan. They're just now starting to say, I miss my family, but I do love Japan. Before they were like, I don't miss them too much. They're starting to miss them now. I know they miss them because they miss all their playmates. I think they get tired of me being their playmate because I'm not always a good playmate. All right, guys, and thank you so much for being here, for watching, for following along. We'll talk to you soon in the next video. Bye.